In this episode for Solo Game Month for Board Game Maniacs, we are playing none other than The Walking Dead All at War by Mantic Games. This is a custom scenario created for In the Jail. Thanks for joining me for this solo mission for The Walking Dead All Out War by Mantic Games for this month for the solo theme of just me playing games solo. Whether it be a one-player game, two-player game or so, I am converting them over to play solo for this month. And you can see we have the board already set up. It's a very epic looking board. I love how this turned out. And you can see we have the main prison, then we have the prison yard, we have the guard tower and everything. And our survivors have a lot to do to be able to save. Let's talk specifically about this mission and what they have to do. You can see here, this here is a 3 miniature scenario. And what the scenario details is you have your 3 guys and they are inmates in this prison. And this is after the apocalypse has happened. And just to point everybody out, going here, this guy here, he is Thomas. He's a tacticianer. And he has some special abilities like a psychotic and stab, which I'll go over if they happen. So again, that's Thomas. In the middle here, we have Axel, and he is a support. He don't have any special abilities. And the guy on the far right here is Dexter. He is the leader of this group. He has a special ability called the Muscle. We'll talk about that. Each of them are equipped with weapons that you do find into the prison, such as Dexter has a riot baton. Axel and Thomas only have a shiv. Now the shiv is only a one-time use dual wielding weapon with the sharp keyword. And we'll talk about all the keywords and everything as we come up, and the rules as we come up when we're playing. And as usual, it's been a while since I played The Walking Dead All at War. If I do make any rules mistakes, please comment down below. Refer to what page number in what rule book, and timestamp the video and let me know what I did when I should have did something else, just so everybody's onto the same page. The objective for this custom scenario is to find the card or the mechanism that will open up the gate so that they can escape the prison yard, because they've already went through hell and escape the whole prison itself, and now they find themselves into the prison yard with zombies wandering around. The walkers are wandering around into the prison yard, fellow inmates and that had been trapped, but they've been bitten and changed into walkers, so they have to try to find the mechanism that will open up the gates right here and exit out into freedom, if you want to call it freedom though, because they're in a world of hurt because of all the walkers. They've already seen a lot of battle inside the prison, and they're the only ones that actually managed to get outside of the prison into the prison yard that you see right here. You can see there's some supply crates or just searchable tokens here. So that's 1. We have another one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One's into one of the cells, 7, and one is right there, 8. And when they are at the token, they're able to search it. And that's when they're going to grab a supply card to find the specific card. The specific card that they're looking for is called Lockdown, where it locks down all the gates. But in this case, when they find it, it's like they found the mechanism and it unlocks the gate so that they can escape through freedom. Again, if you want to call it freedom, I don't know. But you can see there's already walkers in here. And once they search one of the tokens, or one of the crates, the crate stays there, it flips over to searched. Now, if by chance out of the 8 times that they searched, they can't find the lockdown, then all of these tokens are reverted back for each round to being searchable again, so they can search again. And you can see here there's a number of cards that are in the supply. I think there's maybe 14 in total. You can customize it whatever way you want, but one card in here has that specific thing, which is to open up the gates. On top of that, there's some lurker cards in here, and there's also supplies that you would find if you were into a prison. So they don't have like an automatic machine gun or anything like that. It's all just little items that can be used to help them aid into their searching and protect them while they are searching. Now, as they are inmates, they may not act together. We don't know. They're probably just going to go off on their own to try to find it, to get it, so that they can get out there and not worry about their fellow team. Because, you know, they're criminals and they just don't care. Well, that's in this story anyhow, they don't care. But other criminals, they could be sticking together, you know, thick as thieves, as they say. But anyhow, that is it. So once they search, it gets flipped over, and when they find that card, they're able to open it. Now, there's some special conditions too as well, and that is, you notice in here, this searchable one is locked up into a gate. And you can see there's a D6 here. What that means is when somebody is on here, they can search, they can try to pry this cell open to get in and find that searchable thing to see if something is there. And to do that, all they're doing is they're rolling a D6, and they have to get a 5 or a 6 to be able to pry the bars open and get in to search that token. And that's pretty much it. There's not a set number of rounds because we are going to be using our famous threat tracker that we do in all of the Walking Dead games. And once it gets to 18, you know you're done. You're toasted. But where this is a solo mission, at the end of each round, the threat track will automatically tick to the next one higher. So they have to really work fast. They have to try to hold their nerve during the gameplay and everything to try to find it. And also too as well, you can notice right here the events. We are only using the solo event cards for this. They're already shuffled, as well as the supply cards are shuffled. And that is it. As mentioned before, we have a one-time shiv for Thomas, a one-time shiv for Axel, and Dexter, because he is the boss. You don't want to cross the boss because he'll just beat you down. He's got the riot baton. And, you know, like, his health starts at 7. And 6 for Axel. Thomas, who's kind of like the weakest of them all, but he's a tacticianer. He starts at 4. And you can see here, the psychotic, after the start of his activation, after panic rolls, if there is an enemy survivor in Thomas's kill zone who is not currently at full health, his first action must be to move into contact with them if possible. Because we were playing solo and there's 3 of them are kind of like on a team, this psychotic is not going to come in effect, but the stab certainly will. Thomas may roll any of his melee attack dice when using a weapon with the sharp keyword. And you can see the shiv here has sharp for the keyword, but the problem is it is a one-time use. So after he uses it once, he's done. So he got to pick carefully when he wants to use this shiv, because he only has a white die for melee. And the same with Axel. He has a white die for melee, and he's equipped with the shiv. He don't have any special abilities though, but with the Dexter with the muscle, you can see if Dexter is chosen to attack and is on the winning side in melee, his side inflicts 1 extra point of damage against the enemy. So that's really good. So if he's winning, he's going to give him 1 more damage. So he could potentially, you know, just totally do it in the walkers. And bludgeon, dual wielding, this is for the riot baton, adds red to the melee attack roll. When 3 different riot items are equipped, the riot baton adds white to the melee attack roll instead. And that is it for the weapons that they have. You know, we went over all of the information about this for how we're playing the game, and I don't know if I can say anything. This is kind of like a long intro going on. This is just for show, this outskirt of it. There's nothing here like that. They can't get out here anyhow unless they're able to open up. So once they find the card for opening up the gates, unlocking the gates, the game is not over. They actually have to make it through this first set of gates here. And then once they make it through the first set of gates, the game is over, and whoever makes it through out of the 3 is the winner, obviously, because these guys don't really care for each other. They're all in different cell blocks. In the jail, they are, you know, rivalries, but they have to work together to try to solve this issue. But they're going to go on their own if they want to, and when they go on their own, if they find it and they get there before the other person gets there, then they win. So it don't matter who finds the card and with the mechanism and unlocks the gates. The person who wins is the one who's out the gate first. So it could be Dexter, Axel, or Thomas. It's up in the air. And again, this is a custom mission that I designed. Hopefully you're going to like it. If you want any other information about this, just comment down below or email us at boardgamemaniacs@gmail.com. So let's go on to round number 1. Dun, dun, dun. Because they are not really on the same team, we're going to do the first action is going to be a random activation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's my fancy tableware die, really cool. So that's a 6. So Thomas the Tacticianer is going to activate first. You see Thomas is right here, and very close to him is a searchable item, but there's a walker there too as well, and a walker down there. That's the closest. So what Thomas is going to do is, instead of running, because any walker within 8 inches of the person doing the running is going to move to him. So he don't want to create noise by running. So he's just going to sneak. And he's going to sneak his 4 inches, which is beep, 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 beep. Just like that. He is very sneaky because he is a tacticianer. Woo. Now, Thomas is not going to do a second action because there's nothing really. The threat track is starting at 1, and he can't really do anything, so he is done with his activation. So we're going to take the X marks the spot, or X, and go there. Now, for him to be able to search, or anybody to be able to search this, they have to be in base contact and spend an action to search. Just so everybody is aware of that. So now we're going on to the next activation. 1, 2, or 3, 4. If we get a 5 or 6, you just re-roll. That's a 6. That's a 6. Wait, is this dice weighted? 4. So now it's going to be Axel's turn to activate. Axel, however, he's not a tacticianer. He is not just support, but he is support. And he don't want to waste his time by sneaking. He knows that the yard is full of walkers, but he's going to chance it, and he's running. Whoops. And he's running up to here. And that's going to create noise. Because he created noise, you can see that there is definitely a walker here that is within the 6 inches. And he's the closest eligible one, because this one here is a little bit more further away, so he's going to shamble. And when he shambles, he's shambling right in base contact with both Axel and the supply. So no supply crate can be searched until the walker is not touching it. So Axel is just right there, and for his second action, he is going to try to attack this walker. Now he has a shiv, or he can just use his fists. And his fists are bloody. You can tell he's good at punching. But I think what Axel's going to do here, because he don't want to take any chances. He wants to try to find the mechanism, open the gate as fast as possible. He's going to use his one-time shiv, and he's going to attack. So that's 2 red. He gets a red dice and a white dice for the walker. Quick correction on the rules there. He does not start attacking right away because melee is a separate phase completely, so he can't really do anything else because he created the noise. He ran his in base contact, so he's going to stay exactly where he is, and that ends Axel's activation. Last activate is Dexter. Now, Dexter's a bruiser. He's not a tacticianer, but you know, it's okay. He sees what's going on there. 2 of them are kind of fighting over who's going to get the supply there, and he notices one down there where there's another walker. So he's going to sneak. So his first action is to sneak 4 inches. I just got this here just to show you. And he's going to sneak again. But when he sneaks this time, he's actually going to move up this way, not closer. just so he kind of keeps out of the kill zone of the walker there. And so he kind of snuck twice, Dexter, and that is it. So now we're going on to the next phase, and that is the event phase. First step is to check the kill zone. And you can definitely see that this walker is already in base contact. And Dexter is out of the kill zone there, so he is fine. So now the next thing is to draw the dreadful event card. First event card drawn. And it is +1 to the threat track. So the threat track goes up to 2. It's still an all quiet. The walkers suddenly stop. Nothing else happens. So we are okay here with that. So this is just put to the side for now. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Next phase is the melee. And you can see there's 1 in base contact. So Axel is kind of gonna either fight or defend against the walker. So because of that, the threat track goes up 1 again. It's still in all quiet. It's almost in low threat, but right now it's in all quiet. With the melee, Axel has a choice. He can either attack with the white die and add a shiv if he wants, for which is going to give him red, but it's only a one-time use, or he can defend. And his defense is a white and red. So I'm thinking what Axel is going to do here is he's going to choose to defend against the walker. So let's go to the dice box and roll for the walker that has a red for melee, and Axel has a defense of white and red. Walker's attacking first and gets 1. Now Axel got to defend that. So he's got 2 and a headshot. So this headshot don't mean anything right now because he's chosen to defend. So since he defended, the walker is failing in melee, so he gets pushed back 1 inch. Because Axel was defending, he successfully defended, so the walker is pushed back 1 inch. So this is an inch, you can see there. So just to measure, would push it back that far. So a little bit further, right there. So that's the 1 inch right there. So Axel successfully defended, pushing back. Now they're not going to fight. They're too busy just trying to find the mechanism to open the door. So there's going to be no combat in this game between players. But if it was more than a solo gameplay, then, or even if I want to, I would add it, but I decided when I created this that they would not fight each other. They're not really working together per se, but they may help each other out. But once one of them finds the gate and it's unlocked, everybody just forgets their ties and they run towards the gate. So that is it for the melee part. Next is the end phase, and the only thing that happens in the end phase is you increase the threat track by 1. So again, as you can see, this can go up pretty fast just for the end phases themselves. So it's very scary. So we're on to round number 2. I have to roll the die to see who goes first. And it's 1, so Dexter is going to go first. Dexter wants to get that search token, but for the search token, now he can stay there and take on that walker, or he can try to do a run up to here, but you can see there's a walker that is in a close proximity. So I'm thinking what Dexter's going to do is going to stay in that little hole, and he is going to sneak. He's not going to create noise, but he's going to sneak and be in base contact with the Mohawk walker, because he wants to try to take him out with the riot baton, and so he'll be able to do that search action. So that was his first action to do. And his second action is he's going to try to hold his nerve. His nerve is medium. All of them are medium, but he's going to try to hold his nerve to try to drop the threat track down, because it's at 4 right now. Second action, hold nerve for Dexter. And he does. He successfully holds his nerve, so the threat track is dropped down by 1 to all quiet. And that ends Dexter's activation. Next, 5. So it's going to be Thomas's turn now. I said that they're not going to be fighting each other, which is correct, but they can make walkers come to the other prisoners, and that is what Thomas is going to do. His first action is he's going to create noise. So when he creates noise, any eligible walker within 10 inches is going to move a shamble of 6 inches, and he's making noise, and they're going to stop. They move in a straight line, so he's kind of hitting there. So he's going to be in base contact with Axel. So Axel's not going to have any choice but to fight. And yeah, that's a scary thing. So that was his first action. That, again, he's a tactician, or Thomas does that. So Thomas's second action is he's going to try to hold his nerve too as well. They dropped in the threat track again. Second action, and he failed to hold his nerve, so therefore the threat track stays exactly where it is, and that ends Thomas's activation. That leaves Axel not really able to do anything. He's engaged with a walker, so we can't leave the engagement. He pretty much, the only thing he could really do here is just hold his nerve again. So he's going to try to hold his nerve. And when I say again, so Axel's going to try to hold his nerve. Here goes. No, he fails to as well. And that was his one action. He can't really do anything else because he is in base contact with a walker. So we can't escape that. So it stops there. Next step is going on to the event phase. But first you're going to check the kill zone. But you can obviously tell in the kill zone, see right there, he's engaged, can't move out. Engaged, can't do anything. So now we have to draw an event card. Next event card. Roamers, all quiet to low threat. We're in all quiet. Move one eligible walker towards the nearest survivor. That is all what happens there. The walker that is eligible is right here, so he's going to shamble 6 inches, which ends him very close. See, they're starting to come on to them too, because in numbers, they're obviously going to make a little bit more noise, I would think anyhow. So that's why Dexter is the leader he is. He just went on his own. And that ends the event phase. Now we're going on to the melee phase. Automatically, the threat track is going to go up by 1 because they're in melee. It don't go up by 1 for each melee. It just goes up by 1 no matter how many people are engaged in melee. Back up to threat number 4, threat track number 4. Let's resolve Dexter's melee first, and he's choosing, because he got the baton, so he's choosing to fight. He's going to be the attacking, and the walkers are just, they can't do anything. They're just there because the walkers, they can't defend in melee, but you do roll a red die for them. Correction about what I said earlier. Now, it does say specifically in the book that walkers cannot defend in melee, so the walker don't roll any red die regardless. So then we're only going to roll the dice for Dexter. He gets a red and white for melee, plus an extra red because he has the riot baton. All right, here goes. Oh, that's a headshot. And that means that walker is destroyed because Dexter swung the riot baton so hard, hit him in the head and split his skull open. Just like that. Splat. That walker is taken out. Boom. Just like that. That's good though. That's what Dexter was kind of planning. That's why he's the leader. So he's going to be able to search freely next time because there's going to be no walkers around him, hopefully. Another thing too as well is on Dexter's card, he has the leader ability for rolling a white die, and he can give +1 action to whoever he chooses. Now, I'm not sure if he really wants to do that, to be honest, because if he does that, then they're going to get +1 action, and that's not a good thing. I know they can't attack each other, but he don't want to, he's for himself, so he's not going to even bother with the leadership ability, I don't think, which is called Top Dog. Now we are going to resolve this melee right here between Axel and the walker. Now, last time Axel defended, but I don't think he wants to defend this time because he knows that he's going to be able to come in too as well. So Axel is going to hope that he's going to activate first next time. So he's going to try to attack the walker. And so the walker's not going to defend it. And when he attacks, he got a white for melee. And hopefully he's going to get a headshot, but there's only one side for headshots in the white. So he's going to use his one-time shiv, which gives him 1 extra red die, and it has a sharp keyword. The sharp keyword may not apply here. What the keyword of sharp means is you're going to roll a black die after you do damage, and if you get a shield, it gives an extra point of damage. But that's good if you're fighting against another survivor on a different team or what have you. So he's probably not going to use that. But anyhow, 2 dice against the walker in melee, and it gets 2 damage. So it is pushed back 1 inch and knocked prone. Would have been better for a headshot by sinking the shiv into the walker's head, but even that is a good thing because then he's clear to search the next time if he activates first. And you can see here, that this is a one-time use, so that is gone now. On to the end phase now, so we got to see if this walker is going to stand up. We have to roll a black die, and on a shield, the walker stands up. Blink, it stays prone. It stays prone, walker still down. And of course, threat track is going up. Again, now it's on 5. Uh-oh, it's rising pretty quickly. Trouble, trouble, trouble. On the next round, we have to see who activates first. So hopefully, Axel is going to activate before Thomas to be able to search there. If not, Thomas is going to come up and he's going to be able to steal that from underneath his nose. So here goes. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Axel does activate first. So he is going to search for his first action. So because he searched for his first action, yeah, it's kind of hard here. That gets flipped over to search. And that'll just lay on Axel's card this thing until the next round where it's going to reset. So now we grab a supply card. Hopefully he's got the gate thing right away. But time will tell. Nothing. He gets nothing. Then nada. 0, zip, 0. And that is it. Oh well, good try. But now he can freely move if he wants to. And I'm thinking he is going to sneak, but he's going to try to go down over the edge. So he's going to have to do a climb test. And if he gets a shield, then he's successful. If not, he can't do it. He has to change his direction. On the shield, he passes the climb. He don't, so we have to go some other way. He chose a sneak, so he's right there. Hopefully he's not in the kill zone, but time will tell. We're just going to put the X's on the cards after they activate. When they're not activated, they're going to be beside, just so it's easier. I don't have to keep picking them up between rounds. I don't got little fingers, so yeah, it makes it easier. Okay, so we got to see now if it's 1, 2 for Dexter or 5, 6 for Thomas that goes next. And it's 1, 2 for Dexter, so Dexter goes. And his first action also is he's going to do a search. Put that on his card there, and let's go and find out for the supply. What do you find? Let's go, Dexter. What are you getting? Ooh, he got an old gun, range 10 weapon. It's a handgun, unreliable, adds red to a range attack roll. So now he can shoot. That's a good thing, especially in this type of scenario. What unreliable means is after he's used, he rolls, and if he gets a shield, I think it's, no, if it's blank, the gun is broken and cannot be used. But if he gets a shield, the gun is still able to be used. And again, that's after every time he uses it. Second action, Dexter is going to do a sneak. You can see here. So he is sneaking to right here. Because he's not going to do a run. You don't want to create noise. So he's going up to try to get this next token. And now, we're now on to Thomas's turn, because that's the only one who didn't activate. On Thomas's turn, he moved down here for his first action, and the second action, he's going to try to hold his nerve. Need a shield. Got a shield. Threat track goes down to 4, but it's still in low threat. On to the event phase now. We have to check the kill zone. So if we look here, Axel is just out of the kill zone, luckily. So nothing happens there. No walker shambles in to be base contact. So now we have to draw an event card. Event card. Distracted. All quiet. The walker suddenly stopped. Nothing happens. But we're in low threat, as you can see right there. So, low threat. Move one eligible walker in a direction of your choice. Axel chose to move that walker down here because he's kind of in the path of... Actually, no, it's not Axel. It was Thomas's. So Thomas would move the walker. My bad. So he is going to shamble him right here. So he is in melee now with Axel. That's what you get for stealing the contents of the searchable container, which was nothing anyhow, but stealing that. So he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm getting you back. Thomas is a tactician, remember. He's really good for that. Next is the melee phase, or not the melee phase. It's going to be the event phase. First check kill zones. And you can see they're already in base contact, and that is it. No base contact anywhere else. So it is event phase time. Draw the next event card. No, that's wrong. When I say that's wrong, because we were in the event phase when we pulled it up. This, don't mind me, I didn't have my coffee yet. So we're into the melee phase now, and you can see there is one melee engaged, so therefore the threat track is going back up to 5, or up to 5, and now we have to deal with this. So Axel don't have a shiv anymore, and he has nothing, so should he defend? Or should he just try to punch the zombie walker in the face and maybe punch him hard enough, because he's a big guy, maybe get a headshot and kill him? It would be a white die against nothing unless he defends. Yeah, he's going to attack. Why not? Let's do that. Looking for a headshot. Axel's a pretty big puncher. 2, but unfortunately he does not get a headshot, but it does push the walker back an inch, and it becomes prone. Prone. On to the end phase now, so we got to see if any of these are going to stand up. So the one by the concrete barrier definitely stands up, and one close to Axel stands up as well. You can see both of them are stood up right now. Trouble, bubble, trouble, double. Threat track goes up again. And then we're on to the next round. Since we're on to the next round now, it is on to the actions, but remember what I said, these, I don't know if I explained this properly, but these search tokens are not going to get flipped over until all of them are searched, and then after all of them are searched, the last one, the next round, they get refreshed, more or less. Because we got to make it a little difficult for them. We can't have it so that, okay, it's up here, so he's going to try to search again, and they're just going to go back and forth each round. We don't want to do that. We got to make it a little bit more difficult for the inmates. So that's what it is. So once all the 8 searchable tokens have been searched, and if they don't find that mechanism, then they get reset again. Because it just makes it a little more difficult. But you can make it, I guess that's kind of like the 2 settings that you can do. If you want an easy setting for this custom mission, after each round, they can get flipped back over again. If you want it on hard, they don't get flipped over until all of them are searched. So we're playing hardcore mode. I just made that rule up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, see, it's customized. So yeah, we're playing hardcore mode. Yeah. So now we're on to the next round. We have to roll to see who activates first. Rolling the dice box. So I get a 5. So Thomas activates first. Thomas is going to run for his first action, which is going to bring him close to the searchable marker. Now, that creates noise, so any eligible walker that is 10 inches away is going to move, and he's eligible because he is not ooh, that's going to bring him 2 because it moves in a straight line, so he is going in melee with him. But you know, it was good, but it was bad at the same time. Second action is going to hold his nerve. He failed, so the threat track stays where it is. Next activate, number 1, so it's Dexter. Dexter is not a runner, so if he's going to cross over that, he has to make a test. If not, he's going to have to find another way. But either way, if he just moved, he's going to be able to get to it. So he's just going to sneak normally to get here, and now he is going to send the second action to search that token. Second search for Dexter. No wonder he's the leader or the boss. And he gets nothing for his trouble. Oh well. Axel is going to actually run because he's trying to steal this too as well. And it creates noise, so eligible walkers, that walker's eligible because he's locked in base contact. So within 10 inches, so you can see there, so this walker is going to shamble straight line 6 inches, but it bonks into the barrier. So for his second action, he's going to do the search. What do we find? Whoops. Oh no, a lurker. Uh-oh. So this lurker, it don't say to put a walker on the board, so we're not going to do it. It does say though, the searching model suffers a melee attack with 2 red and may only roll defense, or may only roll for defense. The attacker is subject to the bitten rule. Increase the threat level by 1 and discard. 2 red going into Axel. I don't even have to defend because he's like, yeah, whatever. He just shoves the lurker and that is it. And now the threat track is going up by 1 and the card is discarded. And that ends all of the activations for the heroes, inmates, whatever you want to call them. So now we're on to check the kill zones, and no walker's going to go here because of kill zone, and you can see good and good. So that's it. So now we have to draw another event card. The herd, all quiet and low threat. We're in low threat. Choose a walker and move it towards the nearest survivor. All edge walkers within 8 inches of the chosen walker then also moves converging on the chosen walker. That is not good. That walker is moving up here to engage Axel. And then there's no other walkers within 8 inches, so that's okay. That's all what happens for this. And then we're on to the melee phase. So automatically the threat track goes up by 1. Now who are we going to resolve first? Let's do the tacticianer himself first. So Thomas, are you going to attack or defend? Your defense is red. Your melee is white. So I'm thinking you should probably use the shiv to try to do something to that walker. So yeah, he's going to attack with a white and red die. Walkers don't get defense. So that's 2 hits. That shiv is gonzo. Now, because that's a sharp keyword, it could re-roll. It could get a headshot here, so I guess that's where it could work. So I get to re-roll 1. So no headshot, but he does push it back and become prone. Prone. And then we're onto this melee right here. And Axel does not have any weapons except for his fists. So he's choosing to defend because he got better odds of surviving against the walker attacks. Nothing. I don't have to defend, really. Yeah, it's fine. So in the case of a tie, the survivors always win. So this walker is just pushed back, but no damage is caused. It's back in. On to the end phase. So first off, threat track. Up to 8 now. Uh-oh. And now, 1 prone walker. Shield stands up. Blank, nothing. Nothing. Walker's still prone. Let's go on to the next round. So you activate. Number 4, so it's Axel. Axel is going to run because he sees another supply crate there. So because he runs, he's definitely going to be able to get over there. Oh, geez, Thomas is so angry at Axel. But crate noise, so going to shamble. And you can see because of the shambling. Oh boy. Just like that. So he can't do any searching this round because that walker just shambled straight over to Axel to bite him on his butt. Next to activate, it's going to be Dexter. Dexter is going to run just to get to the stairs because I think Dexter, oh look, there's another one right there, but Dexter might take the high road because he's, you know, he's still got the baton and he has the old gun too as well. And you know, we might see what happens. So he ran first and there's no walkers. Well, actually, within 6 inches of this, yeah, it was within 6. So he's going to shamble. So he shambles this way. He would actually bump into this, to be honest. So he would just move a little bit and hit there. And this one here definitely is too as well. So they would just move a little bit and bump. Because I could say that because they're on the catwalk, they can go this way, but they're going to bump. I'm just going to keep it that way just as a house rule. I know that, you know, I should go this way and then down, but I'm doing it this way because they're walkers. They have no brain. They're not going to think. They're just boom, 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 hitting off of stuff. So anyhow, Dexter activated. Oh no, he ran. So he has one more action and he can't do the same action twice. So he's going to try to hold his nerve. Shield time. No, failed on holding his nerve. They better start holding their nerve because The clock's ticking. Last activate is Thomas. So what's Thomas gonna do? Thomas is running. That's what he's doing. He might actually be able to do a search now. So since he ran, it creates noise, and you can see closest one is there, the other one within 8 inches. No, just outside of 8 inches. So I already bumped once. So could technically fall off of this now. So I don't think I did that last time. I'll do a foul. So that's a foul. Now we got to roll. If he rolls a shield, again, this is, I'm kind of making up a couple of house rules as we go along when I run into circumstances that I usually don't know about. So gonna fall on a shield. He stays on his feet, and then that means that's going to be in base contact. If it's a blank, he's prone when he falls. Shield stand, prone, empty. Oh, lucky Thomas. It is prone. Random foul. So second action for Thomas is us obviously going to search. See what happens. Oh, another lurker. So Thomas got to defend against the lurker, and he only has a red defense. Uh-oh. We already seen this. Threat track's going up. Trouble. The walker attack. 2 damage. Uh-oh. You better defend this, Thomas. 1. So he gets 1 point of damage. Not bitten. So then the guy with the less health, the least amount of health. Oh boy. So least amount of health loses 1. So now he's only at 3. Trouble. That's what you get for searching, trying to steal everybody's search tokens, and this is what happens. Told you, Thomas. You may be a technicianer, but you know what? Sometimes you just have the worst luck. If there wasn't bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. Into the event phase, and don't have to check the zones because we all see this is the only one that is in combat. So we draw an event card before we go on to the mail. Event card. +2 to the threat level. Uh-oh, that is not a good thing. We're gonna have to start making panic checks once we get past the medium threat because they're all at medium. We are in medium though, so 2 blue die walkers enter play, and then each move towards an air survivor. Ah, lovely. Here goes. 3 walkers enter play and move to the closest survivor. Usually when something like this happens, the opposing player will pick whatever table edge that's coming on, but because I'm the only one, I'm going to roll a d6 instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I roll a 5, actually 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not going to work. So if I roll a 5 or 6, then it just don't work. We have to re-roll again. That's the way we're going to do it. So here goes. 3. So the 3 walkers are doing this and moving, shambling to the closest survivor, and the closest one, as you can see here, is going to be Dexter. There they are. You see them. The 3 of them are there, and they're on the board, and they're starting to move in closer. Again, the board is not really filled up with walkers yet, but that can change in the blink of an eye. Next step is the melee phase, because obviously the one here. So the threat track is going up to number 12 now, so we're getting pretty close. They got to start holding their nerve more, because they got to drop this down because it's really bad. And now we have to do this. So Axel, you don't have a weapon. But the walker does not get defense dice. So he's just going to roll a white melee and attack this walker. Here goes. 1, so it is pushed back 1 inch and prone. Yeah, just like that. Now he focuses onto the search thing for next turn, hopefully. So that is the melee part, and now we're on to the end phase, and we have to roll a black die for these 2 prone, 3 prone walkers, I should say. So we'll do that first. We'll go this 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to increase the threat track again. First walker stands up. Second walker stands up. Third walker does not stand up. Well, lucky for Thomas, at least he didn't get the walker to stand up, but you can see the other walkers are standing up. They stood up. So now we are on to the next round. Who activates first? Number 3, so it is Axel. First thing Axel is going to do is he's going to hold his nerve. Actually, no, I better do the search first for Axel. Here goes. Ooh, emergency supplies incident. Immediately restore 1 health point lost earlier in the game to the searching model and all friendly survivor models within 6 inches. Discard, discard. That is it. So Axel don't have any damage, so nothing is happening there. Okay. Axel's in a dilemma. Should he try to hold his nerve? Because if he don't, there's going to be panic tests. But you can also see too as well as he's going to be back in combat with that walker. But we definitely need to hold nerve, I think. So yeah, he's going to hold his nerve for a second action. Holding nerve. Yes, drops it down by 1. 1 is better than none. So it's down to 11 now. And that ends Axel's turn. Who's going next? 6. So that is Thomas the Tactician. For Thomas the Tactician, he snuck 4. So he's on the second rung of the stairs that you can see. And a second action, he's going to hold his nerve as well. Holding nerve. No, he fails. On Dexter's activation, he's going to do a sneak. This is a house rule. I don't know if it is an actual rule that you can pass through friendly models, because I know the walkers can pass through other walkers. So he's moving up. It's a race up here to get to this one and to this one. Hopefully, just hopefully, they're going to be able to find the gate. But again, it don't matter. Whoever finds it, they all make it that way. Whoever exits first wins the game. So second action, he's going to hold his nerve. Here goes. And he fails. That ends all of the activation now. And we're on to the event phase. And we all know, definitely within that bubble. So because in the bubble, moves up right there to Axel. Axel this time knows. Just turn him around. Just like that. So Axel is there. And now you have to do another event card, which is scary, scary business. Event card. Pandemonium. Threat level goes up to 1, so it's back up to 12 again. And we are in medium threat, so roll 2 blue die and remove that many eligible walkers and move that many eligible walkers towards the nearest survivor. Then a blue die walkers enter play. Here we go. So that's 3 eligible walkers are going to move towards the nearest survivor. First eligible walker is right here. Why not? And it's moving right there. Oh boy, right at the top of the stairs. And 2 more eligible walkers, because this walk is not a walker. That's actually, or is that a walker? That's a walker. So gonna shamble 2 as well, 6 inches this way. Why not, right? And let's do one of these shambling up to here. And now we have to roll a blue die to see for the walker how many walkers are entering play. Here goes. 1, and then we got to find out 1, 2, 3, or 4 what side it comes on. That's a 5. That means it's a reroll. 2. So 1, 2. So right here. I'm gonna place right there. So it's anywhere along this edge. Didn't say anything about shambling. So just place it, and that's where it's gonna place. And that ends the event phase. And now we're onto the melee phase. So melee phase, the only thing is there's 1 in melee combat. So the threat track is going up to 13 now. So 1 more time it raises, and we are going to be into high threat level, which are all gonna have to make panic checks before the start of their turn. So now this here, obviously Axel is going to fight. So white defense, or white melee die against none for the walker. Axel, you need a headshot here, buddy. No, but still knocks back 1 inch and prone, prone. And that ends the melee. And then we're on to the end phase. Now we got to see if either this walker stands up, so that's 1, and then 2. So shield, yep, of course. So stands up, hello. And number 2, no, still prone. Like, I guess that fall really did damage to that walker, even though walkers are already damaged anyhow. But anyhow, that is the end phase, and we have to go the threat level up 1 more time. The threat level now goes up to 14. So now we're in high. That means that every time one of the survivors are going to activate, because they have medium threat level, they're gonna have to do a panic check first. So we have to roll to see who goes first. 6, it is Thomas himself is going first. So he has to do a panic check. Panic check. Uh-oh, he's got Scream. Perform the make noise action, then take one more action as normal, then advance the threat track by 1. Uh-oh. First is the make noise action. This is the closest eligible walker, so he is up behind Thomas, just like that. Boy, oh boy. Thomas can only do one action now as normal, and he's engaged, so the only thing he can do is hold his nerve. Holding nerve time, he fails. And then the last thing on the screen is that the threat track will advance again. So what may be the issue here, what I'm seeing, is if they don't start holding their nerve as much as possible, they're all going to be trapped into the yard, as they say, the jail yard, permanently until the walkers eat them. Next activate. 6, already activated. 2, it is Axel. Axel has to make a panic check. And he gets a question mark. What that question mark means is it's called terrified. He can only perform one action this turn. Holding nerve, he failed. Oh, this is bad because you can see that we're only 3 away from just being dead. On the Dexter's turn, and he is going to have to do a panic check too as well. Here goes. Oh, he's got the set of legs. And that is flee. What flee tells me in the book is perform a run action, moving the maximum distance in a straight line directly away from the nearest enemy, only turning to avoid scenery or other enemies. Take no further actions. Dexter's kind of in a predicament here though, because he can pass through friendly models, but he can't pass through enemy models. And the thing is there's not enough room to him to fit there, so he's pretty much stopping right exactly where, oh, just knocked down, right, oh boy, right where Thomas will be too as well. I'm kind of house rolling this because he couldn't pass through, and I can't put 2 miniatures on the stairs side by side because the stairs are too narrow. He pretty much switches spots with Thomas, so he's engaged now with the zombie walker instead of Thomas. That ends the survivor phase. Now we're on to the event phase. First thing is the kill zone. They're already in melee combat. And you see here, oh, so Thomas is actually going to be in combat too as well, because this is not a good thing at all. All of the inmates are looking to be in some big trouble because they are kind of engaged now. And if we come over here to Axel, you can see, because of the kill zone, all of the, well, both walkers are going to be engaged. So that's going to be a team up. This is, or outnumbering, as they say. That is some pretty scary stuff going on. We got to try out an event card now. Event card. Frayed nerves. We're in high threat level, and it tells us as medium threat. In addition, blue walker enter play. So we have to look at the medium threat level. One model with low or medium nerve of the player's choice creates mayhem. If there are no eligible models, add 1 to the threat level. So they are no eligible because they are all locked in combat. So therefore, the threat level is going up to 16. Now this is a horrible card to draw at this time. And as medium threat level addition, and blue walkers enter play. So we have to see how many walkers are going to enter play. Oh, I'm going to re-roll that because that die was in the way. Still 1. So 1 walker enters play, and we got to see what area it's going to be. 3. So it's going to enter play over by the prison. I'm putting that walker right there, guarding that supply crate, because you can see there they're going up. It's looking very bad for these inmates, and I don't think their home, which is kind of like a temporary permanent to permanent, depending on what they did to get them in here into the jail, could be their permanent home, because they could be turned into walker. And all of this, the gate's going to stay locked up. Maybe. We will see. but it's pretty bad stuff. We're on now to the melee phase, and you can see they're melee, so the threat track goes up yet again to 17. So one more, and they are finished. Ugh. Actually, the game is over, because at the end of the round, at the end phase, it's going to raise one more time. So they have lost. There's nothing else that we really can do to try to save the miniatures or the survivors / inmates into this zombie apocalypse, non-forgiving world that it is today. There you have it, Board Game Maniacs. A very, very sad ending to this mission. I want to play it again because I think I kind of got robbed from finding the card to open it. Oh, and yeah, let's see how many cards it is down. Because again, this is a custom mission. They could have done more searching and so on. Again, we're playing in hardcore mode. I may be interested to play it again, but in easy mode, where every turn the searchable markers get flipped back up again. So let's see. Be a lurker. Another lurker. Bandages. Metal pipe. Ammo reload. There's the lockdown incident. So that card there, when they would have drawn that, the gates would be open, but they would have to get out. This may have been just too much of a difficult mission to play, like custom mission. I'd like to hear your thoughts onto this. And by all means, if you want to try this mission, I would love to hear your impressions onto it if you try it in easy mode and hardcore mode. They probably should have been a little better with, you know, holding their nerve if they managed to do that a lot better. But again, you're up against holding your nerve or finding the lockdown gate to get here, and we still don't know who would have made it there. That is a lot of stuff in your brain, plus the scariness of all the walkers coming to try to eat you, and then not trusting your fellow inmates to help you get there, because either way, you're going to be into some trouble. So again, it's intensified all around. Again, I would like to try this again, but only in easy mode once, and then try it again in hardcore mode, because I know one thing different that I will certainly do, and that is do a lot more hold my nerve tests, just to make sure that I can sustain and try to keep more and more into the game as long as possible, and hopefully find the lockdown card a lot quicker. So just to let everybody know too as well, I know I'm kind of rambling on here, so if you are interested in this, what I did is I just went through the supplies and I picked weapons and everything that are at least going to have, you know, make sense of what you would find into a jail. So like tire iron, riot gear armor, that's another one. One of the guards could have worn that. The lockdown card is a necessity. Like ammo, metal pipe, bandages, and how many lurker cards did I put into this in total? I'm curious, I can't remember. I can't find my paper where I wrote it down. So it's 1, 2 lurkers, 3 lurkers, 4 lurkers. Oh yes, I remember now. So if you want to play this with more players, more survivors, you don't even have to play it solo mode if you don't want to. But it's one more lurker card, if you have them, than what they are survivors. So I have 3 survivors, so that's 4 lurker cards. So be aware of that. I'm just trying to go over the rules so that, but if anybody wants me to explain them more, you can just email us at boardgamemaniacs@gmail.com, and we're more than happy to explain the rules in an email for you. You can see there's 2 nothing boxes, emergency supplies, ammo reload. There's only 1 ammo reload. And again, the bandages, metal pipe, riot gear, and tire iron. So in total, the amount of cards that is used into this, to help it go by a little faster, I would think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lucky number, or unlucky number 13, whatever way you want to look at it. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it. I really, really, really immensely enjoy The Walking Dead All at War. I never got yet to play Call to Arms, which is more of a tabletop than what this is. But I'm interested. I may end up picking it up and purchasing it to play it on the channel and see how it is. Unless maybe Mantic Games is seeing this and they would like to send me a copy so that I can review it. Because I have a lot of Walking Dead stuff, but I don't have any of the Call to Arms stuff. And I have also Here's Negan, which is already on the channel. So again, anybody watching this and you have connections to Mantic Games, give a shout out to Board Game Maniacs for me, to Mantic Games. Send them a link to this video, and I'm probably going to be doing the same thing too as well. But see if I can get Call to Arms. I'd like to get it. If I don't have to spend money, it's even better. If I do, well then I do. It's just going to take longer because I am on a fixed budget. So that is it, Board Game Maniacs. I hope you enjoyed this custom mission of trying to get out of the jail yard. I don't know what else to say. You can always try other survivors too as well. I just had them 3 survivors that had inmate clothes on, so that's why I chose them. But you can choose whatever you want. You can do it whatever way you want. This game allows you to customize as much as you want, to have as much fun as you want. And that is it. So thank you very much for watching this. Tune in next time to see what the next videos are, and I'll see you on the flip side. And remember the most important thing, and that is, be a maniac. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger because of you, the viewers. I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.